Justice for Tupac.
Talk whack to me, talk whack to me, yeah. Talk whack to me, talk whack to me.
What's up, wackians? Now you know we gotta talk about it. Keefe D being arrested for the murder of Tupac. Finally, after almost 30 years, we have somebody arrested. It's been like, 27 years exactly since Tupac was killed in 1996. And we finally have an arrest. And now, before we get more into that, please, if you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I'm dropping new content on the channel. That being said, let's get into it. So, Keefe D originally, this all started because Keefe D was running his mouth. He decided to go on all these platforms and talk about the murder of Tupac. Now, why? It had been a great meeting, I think it was like 2015, 2016, at least when I found out about him doing this. The reason why he did it was because Keefe D, he had got caught up with some drug charges, and it just happened at that time. The LAPD was investigating the murder of Biggie Smalls because there were accusations that the LAPD were involved in that murder. And they wanted Keefe D to try to help them out. They thought he might be able to help with the Biggie Smalls case. Little did they know that Keefe actually had information on Tupac's murder. And Keefe D said he was in the car, the white, I forgot what type of car it was, that pulled up, Mustang or whatever it was, I don't know, that pulled up next to them and shot in there and shot Tupac. Now Keefe D says that essentially is saying that his nephew, what's new, Baby Lane, shot Tupac. Now when this came out, it blew up, but it wasn't as big of a deal, I think, as I would have thought a lot of people would have been reacting to it. Like, I know people knew about. I was showing it to people like, yo, this is crazy. Look at this. I mean, Keefe D was everywhere. He was on that BT show about Death Row. He did Vlad interviews. He did interviews with other people, just talking about it. Now, because he gave this information to the police, I think he got, his drug crimes pushed aside, or he got like something like probation, something very minor, and he wasn't going to be charged for anything he said about Pac. That's called a proffer session, where in that moment, while you're giving all the information, anything you say, you won't be charged in a crime for. So he gave him all that information, all that detail about Pac. So we thought that was it, and the man could talk forever, because people don't know the law. Now the lead detective on that case, I believe his name is Greg Kading. He came out later and said, yeah, that agreement to not charge him was only for that one interview. And so he needs to, this is what Greg is saying. He's like, Keefe D needs to be careful about going everywhere and talking to everybody, because if the Las Vegas Police Department decides they want to look into this and charge him, they'll have plenty of evidence he's giving them all these details. Now Keefe D started going even further with it. He was saying that, Puff, Diddy, he put the hit out on Pac, and he was supposed to get half the money now, half the money later. But Puff, he didn't pay him after Pac murder or something like that. He was bringing people in, powerful people, into the situation that should have never been brought into it. He was even saying stuff like, Keefe was saying if he gets arrested, they gotta arrest Reggie Wright Jr., who was working with Death Row at the time, was a former police officer and was working with Death Row. I think he was helping with security and other business ventures as well. And so just yapping and yapping. You think this is an OG gangbanger right here? Why is he talking this much in all these interviews everywhere? Ain't nobody told him that he got to be quiet, that he's not free from being charged anymore? It was just from that one-time confession? Apparently not. Or he was looking for a bag from this, which most likely that's what Keefe D was doing. He was looking for a bag. Well, the time came, the warnings were true, and the police, the Las Vegas Police Department, after I guess years of just doing investigation and research and just trying to find as much evidence as possible, raided Keefe D's home a couple months ago, and now he's been brought in and booked. He is going to be charged for murder, and that means we're about to have a trial as soon as all the evidence get put together and they set up enough that they work towards getting that conviction, the best they can. So of course we have to talk about that. Now, what does this mean for now? Absolutely, if you're a Tupac fan, I know you're happy to hear this. And of course, if Tupac's family, I'm sure they're happy to hear this. It will never take away the pain of losing him and that he's not here right now. That Pac's not here right now, but at least there's some justice that's going to be served. I only wish Tupac's mom, Keefe Shakur, was alive to see this happen, but I'm still happy that Tupac's sister and his brother and his other family from his father's side and his father, happy his father as well, and all of his family and friends, loved ones that are alive right now are able to see this, are able to see some justice being served. And though again it doesn't replace actually having Pac here, it means something that the people responsible, or the one person responsible, or one of the people responsible, is going to be tried and most likely convicted. I mean, there's so much evidence. Keefe D talking about, exactly what happened. They did it. They got the gun. They went looking for him. They couldn't find him. They heard some girls screaming his name. They pulled up next to him. Keefe D handed the gun over and they shot up the car, and they ended up killing Tupac. So there's a lot of evidence saying that. So I don't really know what type of defense Keefe is gonna be on, but it don't look like he gave any. It don't look like he made it easy for his lawyers. I'd tell you that much. Definitely. So definitely gonna be keeping posted on this one, updates and all that. Looking into, this timeline. This time always intrigues me. So let's looking into if we're gonna get any new details about anything from the investigation. Is gonna be interesting. But yeah, ultimately, Tupac, one of my favorite rappers. One of, if not the most popular and recognizable rapper in all of the world. His cultural impact on music and just everything cannot be understated. I think culturally he has had the biggest impact on the world, and of course in the world of hip-hop. Music still resonates and still is quoted today. A very much appreciated dude. A very sad to lose such talent, and to lose a man so young in life. He was only 25 when he was gunned down. So if justice can be served, if they got a case and they're ready to take Keefe down, hey man, you gotta pay the consequences for your actions. Now, of course, he wasn't the only person in the car. It was 4 people in the car, but since it has been 27 years, the other 3 people, including the shooter, Baby Lane, have all passed away. Keefe D's the only one there, and by him, admitting that this was, they plotted this was planned ahead of time. I think he can get some real serious time for this. Of course, sympathies go out to Keefe D's family. They had no part in this. I know he's married, he has kids, so I don't know how old they are, but even if they're grown, I understand they'd be hurt, and so send love and respect out to them. But justice is justice, man, and Pac was a gem. Happy he getting this. So once again, rest in peace, Tupac. This one's for you, man. I'm so happy that you're finally getting the justice that you deserve.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.